Five. All right. Hello, Facebook, YouTube, everybody. Welcome. We are live. It's probably an echo. Is there an echo behind me, Aaron?
I don't think so.
Okay. Hey, so first we want to introduce Erin Clark. Obviously, she's been on our team now, actually only 5 months, as we were talking earlier. We
were just trying to figure it out.
Yeah, it seems like, a year, 2 years. I don't know, but she's been with us for 5 months. So before we get to the exciting news, I want to let Erin kind of, talk about herself as far as, where's she from, a little bit about her, and then we'll get into the good stuff.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. Good morning, kind of. It's right before lunchtime, but it's still morning. But yeah, so I'm from Mississippi, and I got here because my husband is in the Marines. He's been here since, I think we moved here about 2016, so we've been here a long time. I was working at Subway before I became a real estate agent, and that was good. It gave me a lot of leadership, training, and that kind of thing. But I knew that it was time for me to start doing something else. Tried a few classes here and there, but the only thing that I really enjoyed was whenever I started going to real estate school right before the virus. And that was whenever I went. I was one of the last in-person classes. And yeah, so did that, took the test, and got going, got my license around October. Yeah, October 1st is my anniversary with EXP, and that's coming up. That's coming up here shortly, actually.
Yeah.
Next couple months, but yeah, that's it.
Awesome. Yeah. So Erin, yeah, like she has said, had joined us as a fairly new agent. So she came over to the team. You had what, I think 3 deals already done though, which was really good. So from October to February, you already had 3 transactions done. So that's pretty good, man. When you're first starting out and you're kind of what we always say, right, is kind of Stevie wondering it out there, kind of like,
when you start out, it's you don't know what you don't know whenever you first get into real estate. So you take your pre-licensing class and you think you know it all, but in reality, once you get going, it's like they didn't teach us this. They teach you the basics, like the actual roots of it all. But yeah, when you start getting into it, you're like, oh, I am learning way more than I thought I would every single day.
Yeah, absolutely right. I always call it like kind of the big gap or the black hole in a sense. If you go from real estate school to real estate, actually doing real estate, and then everything in between is like you're missing all kinds of stuff. Like, wait a minute, what happened? How do we do this? How do I do that? Where do I go? What do I say? So this is great. So Erin joined us in February, mid-February. She's been with us 5 months. So the exciting news we want to announce today is, Erin?
I capped.
You capped, right. So Erin has capped under EXP and with our team. So this, although Amy and Heather has departed the team, they capped too. So Erin is
they capped right away.
Yeah, the 3rd team member for us to cap. Like, so if you're out there and you're on a team and you're not kind of capping, or you're having a hard time getting there, you got to work hard, but ultimately, we have examples on our team of 3 that's done it within their first year of business, which is, always the toughest. And so I want to congratulate Erin on capping. We've got some things planned for Erin, but we can't disclose those today. So we got to wait a couple of days. We'll see, but Erin probably post that later once that stuff happens. But we want to congratulate Erin. It's a hard thing to do, is cap, but as you know, a lot of people out there believe agents who are just starting or only, top producing agents in EXP cap. And they don't, new agents like you and team members can cap. So that is awesome. And so for you people out there that understand capping is most franchises or most firms have a commission scale, right? And then you're just kind of stuck there unless you hit certain production, and then you move up by a little bit of percentage, maybe 2%, 3%, depending on some places. Maybe it's 5% commission, but you still have the franchise fees, things like that. EXP allows everybody to cap to make 100% of basically their split or their commission, right? So now there's some different levels to get into, but we won't get into that today. But the team leader level and then a team member level, it's going to be a little different. But what this means is that Erin now is going to make 100% of the split that she has under the EXP, minus a small fee every time, and she gets to have that split all the way until October
1st. Right? Yep.
Well, that's good.
So it was a percentage. It was following me each transaction that I did. I was following up on the EXP Enterprise website, and each transaction I was refreshing it to see how much closer I was getting. And so I had 3 closings last week, but the one that was the first in the week finally had me capping. The transaction right before that put me at 99.4%. I was like, I got to get these through. I got to get these through before October 1st. I want to, get it done as soon as I possibly could. But I did not think that based on how like my business started and not knowing how the business worked, I feel like it started moving quickly. So that got me there.
You were moving quickly. You're right. When you came into, on our team and you started, you jumped all in though. That's the biggest difference. You jumped all in. You were all in with what we were doing. And then you just incorporated things into how you do it, but did things that kind of was shown to you, and it was just kind of like showing you the way, and then you went that way. I mean, dramatically have done things to increase your business, and that is awesome. Most agents aren't that way. They're
I like to tell a lot of people whenever I first got going and everything started happening all at once, when I would go try to talk to new clients or whatever, I'd be like, yes, I'm newer. However, just since I've joined this team, and I was not being dramatic, since I joined this team, my business quadrupled the first month, 2 months max. I had 5 things under contract at one time within the first few weeks. It was crazy.
Yeah, you did. I mean, it was like a quiet 1 week, week and a half or so. You were in training.
I was pushing hard.
And then after that, you started implementing things and doing your things that you do well, which are a lot of things. And then things just started happening, and they've continued to happen. So, we couldn't be any more excited and grateful to have you with us. And Erin, is such, I wrote in my notes here, she's so well-rounded, and she is one of those people that you always enjoy being around, because I know I'm not one of those people. So Erin is for sure one of those that even on her worst day of bad transactions or whatever it is, Erin would treat you always the same, or she does treat you always the same. She just doesn't waver. And you don't find a lot of people like that. I mean, I haven't, at least, and I've been around a lot of people. I'm older. So, and your business is so well-rounded. You have a sphere of influence. You have, you prospect a lot. You reach out to people you don't know a lot. You do a lot of things that has helped your business. And, I think that is so great. And most don't, most are one-trick ponies, what you call it, or one-hit wonders. There's a lot of people that they're only good as far as one piece of business takes them. And it's going to be a rough real estate career doing it that way.
I think a lot of that has to do with, I'm still trying to find where my most success is. So I'm just trying all of it. And that's where the success has been for me. But some people can't do certain routes based off of, what they're comfortable with, not comfortable with, that kind of thing.
Well, I think that's a key point of what you said is being comfortable. And we always say in our team, right, is professionals think off of commitment, right? Professional organizations or people or businesses. It's all about they think off commitment. They don't think off emotions. Amateurs are the ones who think off emotion. I don't like this. I'm uncomfortable. I don't want to do that because of this. I don't like how I look. It's all about emotions. That's the amateur way, right? But you have come full feet in and embraced every kind of way. And like you said, in the beginning, you got to do that. You just got to kind of get your feet underneath you and go all in. And then as you get going, you're like, you know what? I'm really good at this, and I'm really good at that. These not so much. And then you just start focusing in on those things, and before you know it, there you go. But I think you have such a well-rounded business, and I think that's helped you. And I think, like I said, your personality is, when I first met you, that's one of the first things I said, and we got to give Adam props. Adam Serrano brought you over our team. But
Thanks,
I told
Adam.
him, yeah, I told them, one of the things that I think is going to have you stand out is your personality, and you're easygoing, and you could talk to anybody and relate to anybody. And you're younger, you're only 25, 24.
24.
24. So being at that point, it's, but you've had a lot of leadership roles being so young. So I think that helped, right? You kind of being in charge and doing some things. So you have a different mindset than some. But you've done really well. So, I always say this too, is I'll take one Aaron over 1,000 others. No matter what the production, it doesn't have nothing to do with production, money, volume, crap. It has everything to do with, I know when I see you daily, you're not kicking a can, you're not miserable, you're not, it doesn't reflect on anybody else. And it's very hard to do for most, even me. I mean, some days I'm just like, oh man, I'm not kicking a can, but my mindset's strong, but I'm not always as joyful as like you are, right? And there's not many
I'm just
people
happy
like
to be here. I love
good.
coming in every day. I get up at 6:30 in the morning and I'm never like, oh, gotta go to work. I'm just like, come on, let's go. Gotta get going. I got things to do. Let's go. I love coming in every day.
Well, that's good. And again, I feel the same way. There's not many people that can get up every day and really love what they're doing, and it doesn't seem like work. Like, I don't feel like I'm ever working. Well, sometimes. Only time I feel like I'm working is when I'm dealing with due diligence repairs, which is I think
it's a drag.
I was telling Ashley the other day, Smith, hopefully she's watching, that God, that is like one of my worst. I just
Going back and forth and
just dealing with that.
The whole repair list and
yeah, it's just, I feel like we deal more of that and figuring that out as realtors than we do our actual job. So, okay. So Erin has capped now. So now she has joined an exclusive group. Basically, there's not many that do that. So, that is something that's a big accomplishment. So awesome. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, yeah. So let's talk about just a couple questions. So, being a newer agent, I'm interested to know, I mean, me and you and I talk a lot, but, from a new agent, what would you recommend? Maybe like 3 things you would recommend if an agent was starting today. Like, what do you think is a key thing, or a couple things? Doesn't have to be 3, it could be 10. I don't know. 1,
I have
2.
4 things.
4 things. Okay. What do you think is a key thing for a new agent today that can help them succeed like you?
So the first thing that was the most important to me that I didn't fully understand starting was that you have to commit. So whether that be a lot of times people think real estate, I can do it here and there. And if that's what you're comfortable with, absolutely do whatever you need to do that works for you and your family. But for me and the success that I am trying to get to is I had to commit all the way. So that goes into my second one, you show up. So even if you're with EXP and you don't necessarily have like a branch office or something that you go to, or you're with any other company, if you just work from home, still show up. You have to put yourself in the job every single day because it's too easy to talk yourself out of it. We've said that so many times whenever we're talking about, what other agents do and don't do and that kind of thing. So you just, you show up, you tell yourself to do it, and then you do it, because once you get going, it is so fulfilling to help all these clients out, make all these contacts, and to excel in your career. And my next one, which is honestly should have been number one for new agents is persistence. Because when you start out, you see all these people closing deals and doing the same things you're doing. You're making phone calls, you're emailing, you're reaching out to people, sharing on Facebook, and you think that that's the job, but that's a lot. All of those are smaller pieces to the entire job. So you have to be persistent in that and do all those other things, committing and showing up, and then eventually it will happen. It might not look like there's an end in sight, and you just keep getting dues and fees, and it was just so hard in the beginning whenever I wasn't all in.
Yeah.
And I just would have like this due on this day, money wise, and I was like, credit card, just go. I'm not there yet. I haven't made enough money to start paying for this stuff yet. But
Right.
yeah, you can't get discouraged. So
Very true.
the
Good.
fourth thing is you have to get out of your comfort zone. So I don't even know how to like put it, but people my age have gotten to where they're nervous to get on the phone. And I guess that goes for really anybody, but I hear it a lot, like with friends and people that I went to high school with. They're like, Mom, can you make me an appointment? I'm too nervous to call. And just, you have to get out of your comfort zone. You have to do the things that make you uncomfortable. And then you're going to see that there is so much more that you can do. So I've met people in person that I just told them I would like to talk to them about my business and blah, 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 and got in front of them, which is terrifying because you're going in and you don't want to seem like an annoying salesperson. Are they going to tell me to leave? Get out of your comfort zone, just do it, and you won't regret it. Even if you fall on your butt and it doesn't work, you learned a lesson and you got out of your comfort zone, so you'll be less nervous the next time. You'll know what not to say the next time. So that's my advice for newer agents that are starting out.
That's excellent. I think the funny thing is that most people out there thinking about real estate or even real estate agents now, they're probably thinking, well, lead generation or this or that. But quite honestly, everything you talked about really kind of explained or went over that you're a business, right? You're your own individual business, and how you go about that daily is going to really dictate moving forward. So if you don't show up, obviously you're less likely to get a client or have somebody call you or be available to sell out, be on a listing appointment or go, help a buyer. So, commitment is going in and showing up every day, and you're committed to what you're doing, getting better, getting to the office or wherever your clients are. And then you're committed to doing certain routines and certain activities daily, right? So that's also the commitment piece, like, and then persistence, doing those things over and over and over again and being persistent with trying to get the results you're looking for, and then get out of your comfort zone. So all of these things to me is just funny. It's not funny. It's actual. It's not really a secret, and people are like, what? That's what she is saying. A lot of the success comes from, of course, not all of it, but ultimately, yes, those things, your mindset is going to be key to moving forward with anything you do. And all of those pieces are your mindset. I don't have to show up every day. I could come and go when I want. I can eat lunch when I want. I can call people if I want. I can meet people if I want. Like, these are all things that you can do on your own. Like, you don't have anybody sitting over there saying, do this, do that, do that. Hourly wage, right? Or tasks you with tasks to do. This is all a mindset, and that's what's made you successful. You have such a great mindset. You're always joyful to be around, but you're also structured and disciplined, consistent, and committed, that's why you're a professional. You're not an amateur. And that's why your results, I believe, are still good. It's just like this. It just keep going. It's going to keep going up. So those are great points.
That goes with persistence, though. When you're in real estate, you get all in on a transaction. So you don't, you have your transaction, you think things are going up, but really if you don't schedule your time and do other things like that, you're gonna, as soon as that closes, it's gonna go down. So you have to keep on with the steady incline. Don't get overwhelmed or anything like that, and get out of that, like you were just saying, the hourly mindset. That was the biggest thing for me starting out when I first got licensed, was that I thought, oh, I did this, and this for my transactions today. I worked today. I did my job, but it was that part of the job. And I thought that I put this many hours in. You have to go, you're self-motivated. You can have somebody looking over your shoulder if you want, but you have to do it yourself at a certain point, because nobody's going to tell you, hey, when you go home, you need to do this contract. You need to see about getting in contact with this person. You just have to self-motivated.
Yeah. Self-discipline. Again, like I always say, we talk about it a lot, is, real estate is very flexible. A lot of people you hear, why'd you join real estate? Oh, it's so flexible. I can do this, I can do that. But they don't realize the flexibility comes after the discipline, the commitment, and all that. Once if you stay focused and committed and do the 4 things you're talking about, plus some other stuff to lead generate, obviously, then that's where the flexibility comes. Because now you got contracts, you got clients, you got things going on, your schedule. Another piece that I think you 4 is you add this 5 would be scheduling, and just stay scheduled. Don't let people alter what you're doing, because ultimately that's going to affect your business somewhere down the line if you alter it all the time, right? When you're coming in, or when you're staying, or when you're going, you kind of now understand the business and what makes agents successful. There's people out there who know what makes people successful, but they're amateur thinking. I'm going to do a Facebook post. I'm going to, go out and might do this or do that. Nothing aggressive. No aggressive means to generate leads or to, increase their business. Like you said, those things kind of support your business, and they're things you should do.
Yeah, they're tools.
Right. They shouldn't be your priority. It should be like kind of, okay, I've done all my calls. I followed my leads. I've showed houses. Okay, now I can market. Now I can do that. But you see people will consistently just do Facebook marketing, and that's all you see them do. There's nothing else, hire me. I'm a realtor, and it's not going to take them to a different level. And that's why you, in your first year, not even a year yet, you've capped, and the transactions you've done, you've already passed people by, right? Even seasoned agents that we know, like you've already, now your production has passed them for this year.
It's crazy. It's crazy to imagine, because I feel like it's just been fun for me. And so it's just, I don't know, I just can't emphasize that enough, that it doesn't really feel like work, doing work.
Yep.
It's exciting. I never know where my day is going to take me whenever I get to the office. I might think that I've got this, and this happening, but that is not what ends up happening. We end up having all kinds of crazy experiences, adventures, and all that.
Yeah, that's true. Each transaction's different. Each client's different. And, you schedule your day how is the most successful. And then, you just got to be flexible on certain things. Certain things you shouldn't be flexible on, as we know, we talk about it a lot, but other things you just got to have to go, roll with the punches, and you got to be flexible with certain things. So, all right, let's go to the next question. So as a newer agent, so what surprises did you learn in your first couple of months? Because you've only been doing it now, what, 7 months, 8 months, 9 months, 9 months or so. So what did you think real estate was going to be like versus what you really realized, so other agents or other people understanding, like, hey,
so I really thought that it was going to, and I guess it's just comes with, you have to experience it to really know it. But I thought it was going to be one of those, this person wants to buy a house, call them, you go do it, they buy a house, that's it, on to the next one. It was going to be something like that. And it just didn't really occur to me, not, having only gone through pre-licensing and knowing almost nothing about real estate, it just didn't occur to me that I have to work for to meet every single person that I have. Nobody's going to just say, here are some leads, call them. They're all going to be successful. You're welcome. and just do it. Like you need to be trained. You learn every single day. I figure out something new, and that I really had no idea what the business was going to be like. So that was why it was rough. It was rough in the beginning. And my first few transactions, the 3 that I had before I joined the team, were all given to me by friends or my husband or something like that. It was just people that knew I had just gotten into real estate and they wanted to do that. So it was nobody that I organically sought out their business, found it, convinced them to use me, and brought it all the way to closing. So I just did not know how much work went into it.
And now that's the majority of your business. The majority of your business is, you know how to, we call them real estate lead produce. You know how to produce your own leads. You're out there going after them. And then you still have the SOI stuff coming to you, which is great. You have to. You can't depend on just one stream as an agent. So you've learned that. And, we all know there's some agents that, they're not all in, and then they blame the systems, they blame everything else, but it's just really them. They just never fully embraced things and didn't get involved in things and fully committed.
That's what they're comfortable with.
Right. That's right. That's right. So no, I mean, that's excellent advice, I think, from a new agent. And I think the factors, to success that you gave, commitment, show up every day, persistence, and you got to get out of your comfort zone. Those are excellent. So I don't have anything else unless you do. I'm
just really grateful that I joined the team at the time that I did and have been able to grow as the team grows. We've had so many changes in the past few months, and I'm, like I said, I'm happy to be here. I'm here. So it's been great. And I didn't know how much I loved real estate until I joined the team and learned what else there was to learn. Didn't know what I didn't know.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. And I know the team appreciates that. And we've got a good, young group of agents, and you're such a mentor to them. And, soon you and I, obviously we've already talked, but soon we're going to be announcing a little bit of other things that Erin's going to be taking on too. But ultimately she's a mentor, and I know the other agents, obviously her personality is better than mine, so they like to go to her before me now too. So, and I'm perfectly fine with that, because she knows what she's doing, and her guidance is always right. It's funny, right? Devon was he in my office, or were you in there? Yeah, he was in my office, and we were talking, and he mentioned something, and I told him something, and then you came in, and then he said,
I was like, what are y'all talking about?
Yeah, what are you talking about? And then he said, I was asking Dave this. And then you said, well, I think you should do this, which was the same thing I said.
Same exact advice. Thing. Yeah.
And I said, they have it. See, Erin knows. Go to Erin. She knows what she's doing. Yeah. So that's pretty funny. But yeah, we definitely can see you growing, and we're very excited for your future, and we're happy to, be along there with you. So it's been a great partnership. So it's going to continue to get better. And then we got our new agents. We just got to help them. And again, I think we have the team and the systems to get them to be just like you, just where you're going. Maybe not as great as personality all the time. Definitely, from a work standpoint, I think we can help them get there. So, but all right. Anything else, Erin?
Nope, that's it.
What's for
that's
lunch?
All I got. I was looking at the time. I was like,
what time is it?
Me and Brittany were already talking about it. She was texting me earlier while I was doing calls and typing stuff in. She was like, I know you're busy, but what's for lunch?
What's for yeah?
I was like, you tell me.
What's for lunch at like 8 in the morning, 9 in the morning. So, all right. Well, I will see you later. All
right.
This was great. So, congratulations. Great job. All right. We'll see everybody else.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.